Money, money, money makes EA's willy tingle. We are gathered here today to calculate the total cost of every piece of Sims 4 DLC. And we are gathered here today with funeral traumatic rain effects because rest in peace to the time it took for me to actually find this information out. So as of August 2022, according to Steam at full price, granted I may have made a bit of small human error, but I tried my best to be accurate. The base game including digital bonuses is $24.99. Expansion packs are $419.88. Game packs are $215.88 and stuff packs are $161.82. Kits are $64.87, which is a total of £887.44, which is the equivalent of $1,048 and 29 cents. Granted, I could have made a little bit of human error, but I tried really hard to make sure that was accurate as possible. So yes, The Sims 4 in its entirety is officially over $1,000. Am I saying The Sims 4 is the most expensive game in the world? Well, yeah, it basically is one of the most expensive games in the world. There are plenty worse games outside of The Sims 4, outside of EA. Despite that, for the communities of these kind of games never really kick up a fuss. They never really complain about these games when they're a little bit cash grabby because they just buy it because they like it. So what is the difference? Why do Sims players complain so much when, to be fair, we get so much more content than a lot of other gaming companies do with their DLC? DLC has existed for The Sims ever since The Sims 1. Back in those days, DLC wasn't really a thing. Game expansions weren't really a thing. They mostly just served the purpose of providing bug fixes to the game and provide random additional content, because back in those days, the internet was also not a thing. The Sims 2 era was when the DLC really ramped up, and that's when we got the addition of stuff packs, a smaller, less enthusiastic version of expansion packs that came with some furniture and clothes. Then came the Sims 3 era, which introduced the iconic capitalist baddie known as the Sims 3 store. And then the Sims 4 era came, which introduced game packs and kits. Now I will admit, for all Sims titles, I actually prefer the Sims 4 pack model of all of the Sims games in regards to the game packs. Game packs, although had a rocky start with Outdoor Retreat, is such a great way to introduce new gameplay, and that's because they seem to take the emphasis away from quantity over quality. Back in the Sims 2 days, I only really bought the Sims 2 Nightlife because I wanted vampires. The same with the Sims 3 Late Night, I only really wanted vampires from that pack. But despite this, I can't help but feel unfulfilled every single time I buy a new Sims 4 pack, and that's something that I never really felt with the Sims 3. Recently I did a full-blown video comparing the Sims 3 to the Sims 4, and I'll leave a link to that in the bio, so make sure you watch it after this one. But to summarize, one major thing that I found was that the Sims 3 packs encompass a lot. I mean a lot. Take the Sims 3 Late Night for example. This is basically the Sims 4 city living, vampires, get famous, vintage glamour and get together all rolled into one. Now one can argue the Sims 4 has some more in-depth experiences, and that I totally agree with. For example, vampires in the Sims 4 Vampires game pack are much more in-depth than the Sims 4 Supernatural or Late Night packs. Celebrities and Get Famous are much more in-depth than in Late Night. The city living aspect was much, actually, to be fair, cities in the Sims 3. Shout out to Bridgeport, because that was so much better than the Sims 4 Shitty Living. But most major features that existed in Sims 3 packs are often much better implemented in the Sims 4. But then why are we all still unhappy with the pack system, and why do we all complain about it so much? I think mostly it boils down to the implementation of the packs. Although almost every Sims 4 pack has offered something new, there's always something missing. Always a feature that wasn't taken far enough, always a feature that should exist but isn't there, always something that's easily exploited or used in the wrong way, always features that are so hidden you never find them. One thing I often do after I buy a new Sims 4 pack and I play it for a little bit, I do this thing where I think, oh, is that it? And I know a lot of other Simmers have this exact same feeling. We hype up the release of a brand new pack to play with, and then we play it and we're like, oh, is that it? And then we don't touch the game for another few months. The most recent pack, High School Years, is full of tons of examples of these issues. The new thrift store system allows you to sell your own fashion on the copyright-free version of Depop, and it sounds like a cool idea until you realize you can set the outfit to any price. I set mine to $1 short of $1 million, and within a couple of days days, it sold and I was a millionaire. The class system offers literally less gameplay than we had before. At least when school was a rabbit hole experience, you could actually have some control over your teen Sims day. And it's not just the unfulfillment of the overpriced packs that makes a model so bad, it's also the implementation or lack thereof of certain features. Wants and Fears is a brand new system that took over whims, giving your Sims autonomous wants to do certain things. On paper, it's a good idea. We have short-term wants, we have long-term wants, fears based off these. Although interestingly, this Wants and Fears system removed all pre-existing whims for existing packs, only to be exclusive for the base game and high school years. The reason why this is such a big issue in terms of the pack modeling system is because the older packs still exist. And from the perspective of the end consumers, which is the Sims 4 player base, the packs don't have a release order. In fact, the term older pack is misleading because there is no such thing as an old pack or a new pack. There is just a pack that is available to purchase. Depending on what kind of pack they are, they all have the exact same price point. And based on this, there's no reason not to have wants or fears associated with the other packs. There's no reason not to have bunk beds for the other packs. There's no reason to not have new traits and aspirations for the other packs being updated. There's no reason to not give us more cross-pack compatibility, because that's how the Sims 4 sales model is supposed to be. The Sims 4 is often referred to by EA as a live service game. And what I mean by that, it's a game that they always update, kind of like Minecraft, like it's always getting brand new feature updates, it's always getting bug and glitch fix updates, and they always add brand new features. And although this is totally true for the base game, it's not something that's implemented very well with the packs. For me at least, this is the main reason why I have an issue with the Sims 4 pack model system, because we have to remember that most Simmers will buy a collection of packs. On Origin, you can do this build your bundle thing. I forgot exactly how much it is, but it costs, I think, about 60 British pounds at full price to have 3 packs, being an expansion pack, game pack, and stuff pack. Notably, the Sims 4 base game is £17.99. So, yep, expansion packs actually cost more than the base game itself. They cost the same amount as a game pack. As a build your bundle thing, it's like basically 3 times more expensive to get the packs. Even though the packs cost more money than the base game, they're getting significantly less updates, significantly less feature changes than the base game itself, which makes no sense. And if EA didn't have the time, if they didn't have the money, if they didn't have the resources to update these packs, they should not be releasing them. If you cannot release a pack as a live service game and do live service on that pack, do not release it. Over the last few years, we've seen a significant drop in quality of the packs, despite being sold at the same price relative to what kind of pack they are. The fact that a game pack like Jungle Adventure, which came with a huge world exploration system, as well as tons of other features, is being sold at the same price as Dream Home Decorator, which just comes with an overglorified career, is absolutely mind-boggling to me. With Spa Day, EA acknowledged that it wasn't really that great, and they offered a pack refresh for free, with tons of new content for the pack. This was an excellent step forward for The Sims 4, and it's a really good example of what I expect and what you expect from a live service game from EA, a bloody huge company. Despite that, we have no other refreshes in sight, although what we do have is a ton of packs that don't work. Some of them are good, others are terrible, others are in between. Unfortunately, you just don't know what you're getting into until you've already paid for it and it's too late. This video was simply me using my YouTube platform to share a frustration, which I know a lot of other Simmers have, and that is that the Sims 4 packs are highly inconsistent and unbalanced in terms of playability, quality, and content. EA, if you want to keep the Sims 4 alive, please update the older packs. You have literally no reason not to do it, and that is all I have to say. See you in the next one.